Ramatha Ray, 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 Ramatha Ray. Yeah. Now, Jesus was in the presence of his disciples, and as usual, the apostle Peter began to speak. You know, it's quite common to come across some treatise or some kind of exhortation like we're having right now, where we come to the point where Peter begins to speak. You know, very, very fond of Jesus, and he speaks all the time. So on this occasion, Peter began speaking, and he was having a moment, basically. Peter was in the presence of Jesus and the other disciples, and he was looking at, those who have and those who are, high and well in society. And, as we're passing across right in front of where they were, and Peter, let me just cut it short. Peter said, it's because we have no bread. Imagine that, saying that in the presence of Jesus. Now, let me just paint the picture here. I can give you the background. Peter was having a side talk with James and John, Philip, Bartholomew, and the rest of them. And Jesus was probably on the other side, working up some other stuff. And you ever heard Peter saying, it's because we have no bread? You get a picture? How do you see that in the presence of Jesus? Now, Jesus said he wasn't going to walk away from this one. He wasn't going to continue doing what he was doing in the presence of Peter saying this very one. He wasn't going to do it. He came there and he said, Peter said it's because we have no bread. You can take it from the book of Mark chapter 8 from verse 16. He says it's because we have no bread. And then Jesus, he took control of the situation. He got involved in the situation. He walked into the separate company of disciples. We're having this, just having a daily talk, probably just talking about the lady riding the bike with some commodities coming from the market, or the man who's got his harvest and is about to take it off to the other place to sell it all off, and just talking about what's going on around there, and said it's because we have no bread. Now, Jesus said, he said from the book of Mark 8:19, he said, when I broke 5 loaves for 5,000 in the wilderness, how many basketfuls did you take up? He couldn't believe it. So we took 12 baskets. Okay. I said, okay, you got that one right. That when I broke 7 loaves for 4,000 in the wilderness, how many basketfuls did you take up? So we took 7 basketfuls. Say, okay, got that one right too. Then, how come you come now and say it's because you have no bread? I don't get it. What happened to all the bread that we've been taking up ever since we've been out, doing all the work that we do? What happened to all the bread? As far as Jesus was concerned, they were having a management problem. Shine with me, Star Studs. Let's light up this moment. Let's light up this moment and light up the world, the whole world along with it. Shine with me, Star Studs. Let's salute every single person that brought light into this world. Shine with me, Star Studs. Let's light it all up. Let's just shine. You're all so beautiful. Either Peter or Andrew or maybe Philip Someone who was in charge of keeping their supplies had misfired, and they were coming into this situation where Peter, who was the loud one as usual, was speaking out and said, "It's because we have no bread." Or maybe Judas Iscariot had sold off all the supplies and kept the money back because somebody had to give an explanation. Or somebody was getting fired on that very day. Any of the two. How come you say we have no bread? How come you say it's because we have no bread? Look, we have 12 baskets full come back into our storage, and 7 baskets full come back into the storage. And then logistics and whatever it is, daily rations come out of it. And then we're here having this conversation, and you're telling me it's because we have no bread. Now, do you see how Jesus broke the ice with the disciples? Just when they thought they were having their own conversation, and Christ just walks in and breaks the ice. And there's silence everywhere. Everybody can't understand it. How did Jesus Christ do what he just did to Peter? Even in the presence of Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, and the rest of them. How is he telling us this very thing? Oh, you were all thinking maybe I was going to walk another miracle, eh? That's what you're all thinking. I was going to go back and take some bread and multiply, and everybody who stands is going to look amazed and wonder, how come we've got bread everywhere? That's what you're thinking. But wait a minute, you're going to tell me what happened to 12 baskets and 7 baskets, 19 baskets full that came out from 2 different outings. Before we have Peter talking about how we have no bread, you're going to bring out all that bread and tell me what happened to it. Somebody was going to have to bring out reports. If it's paperwork, it was going to be done. If it was some kind of audit, you've seen that before. Somebody was going to get audited that very day, and somebody was going to tell us if he had been into storage and back a lot of times without, keeping anything back there, but not having money from everything he got from back there. Maybe Judas. He was good with the money. Now, this exhortation is quite straightforward. We can speak the words that we speak, conversationally. We can speak casually as much as we want, but we can also speak at the level of revelation, like Jesus Christ. If you see in the same chapter 8, verse 21, he kept repeating, "Do you not understand?" Jesus kept saying back to the disciples, "Do you not understand?" We can speak at that level of revelation. We can tell ourselves, look, I'm not going to speak myself down. I'm not going to speak in a contrary way to the experience that I've had in my walk with God, or the experience that I've had in my daily living, as far as applying my own faith is concerned. I can recall victories of yesterday when I had the situation that I couldn't deal with, but when I got myself up and I squared my shoulders and I told myself again that I was up to it, and I put everything I had in and I got results. I can keep talking like that. Or I can say the day that I uttered a prayer to God, on my knees, I begged, I prayed, I interceded, I declared, I spoke every kind of word in prayer, and then there was a miracle. I can keep all that in front of me, right at the front of my mind before I begin to speak, just as though it was another day, a normal day. I can say to myself, if on that day such and such happened and everything changed, and on the other day such and such happened and everything changed, I can sit down here boldly and tell myself, that bread, I'm going to get that bread. Amen. Oh, I like it. I like it when Jesus Christ puts all these things into perspective and gets the disciples to see things the way they're meant to see it. If you enjoy this Exhocast, hit the like button, write a comment, something wonderful about it on the links below in the comment section. Also, help me in funding the Netherlands charity. Join me fund the Netherlands charity. The link is below as well. It's Netherlands charity as they continue all their wonderful work of fighting victims affected by natural disasters all around the world. God bless you. Sardius.